Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our amazing competition. You doing all right over there?
Gargling for Dollars will not be seen tonight, so that we can bring you the following episode of Almost Live.
It's Almost Live with me, Pat Cashman, Tracy Conway, Bob Nelson, and Ed Wyatt, and starring John Keister.
And now, before we begin, some special thoughts from the Almost Live show chaplain, the Reverend Ernie Thayer. Ernie?
Thank you. Dear friends, let us pray that the program you're about to see is a lot better than last week's show. Amen.
Thanks, Ernie.
You bet.
And now, here he is.
John.
Keister.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I know it's an exciting night. This is the night we turn our clocks back to Bill, I believe it was watching the Seahawks game. Absolutely true. An airliner, yeah, you saw this. For those of you who didn't, who haven't heard about this, an airliner was flying over their house in Woodinville, and a big chunk of what the newspaper described as frozen excrement fell from the plane and crashed through their roof right during the game. So it was interesting that that plane actually scored more than the Hawks that week, which I think is interesting. Seattleites. Now take a look. This shot is from the book. Look at this. Look. Emmett Watson with Madonna. Isn't that great? But she got Emmett Watson in the book. We're all very proud that Emmett made it in the book. Way to go, Emmett. All right. You know, she took thousands of photos for that book, and only a couple hundred made it in. We thought you might be interested, though, in some of the photos that she left out. You see, we called the publisher, got a list of the rejected photos from Madonna's sex book. For example, Madonna on a jungle gym with the mayor of Kent. That was left out. Madonna scoring a touchdown against the Seahawks. Didn't see that one. Madonna frying bacon. That wasn't in there. Madonna sandwiched between Siskel and Ebert. That was left out. My favorite reject, Jeff Renner drawing a weather map on Madonna's butt. Madonna doing the Puyallup was left out. There weren't. This one was left out. An unpretentious photo of Madonna relaxing and not even thinking about how to make a couple more bucks selling sex. That was gone. And finally, shows for every music genre, like this one. Check it out. It's time for Faces, Bob! Okay, welcome to Faces, Places, and Beer, the show for headbangers, no wimps, limps, apple pickers, or new docs. If you're any of the above, change the channel and just go die. All right, I'm Yngwie. This is Bob. First up tonight, we have a live backstage report from tonight's Megadeth concert. Kyle, come in! Oh, he wasn't doing anything. He wasn't... Right, so now, to check what's on the metal menu this week, we go to Jason. And now, metal food! Headbangers lunch!
Okay, the beefaroni's more nutritious because it's got more stuff in it, but man, it burns when it comes back on you, so the SpaghettiOs are a lot smoother. No, yeah.
Okay. We're in a sluggish economy, and headbangers are particularly hard hit. That's why it's important to keep a day job more than just a couple of weeks. So please pay attention to our next segment, Day Job of the Week. When you're a bike messenger, you don't have to sit in an office, there's no dress code, and you meet foxy babes all day.
Package for Mark Peterson here. Here you go.
Oh, he's down the hall.
Yeah, whatever.
He's down the hall.
Okay.
Okay, now it's time for the Faces, Places, and Beer special feature of the week. We go to Groupie's Corner with Nikki.
Hi, headbangers. This week on Groupie's Corner, how to have a date with the lead guitarist.
Number 1, push past the jerks who don't have passes and who aren't on the list.
Excuse me!
I'm with the band. 3, cat fight with bitch who says she's his girlfriend. Bitch, slut, you.
Good show, man. Good show. You rock. Good guitar playing, dude.
5, call the paramedics.
Yeah, he's really messed up. But, could you hurry?
Bob with Bob! Okay, it's time for our Faces, Places, and Beer editorial. This week it's Bob's turn. He's going to talk about noise ordinances. So these are Bob's comments on noise ordinances. Bob. All right, I agree. All right, that's it for Faces, Places, and Beer this week. We'll see you in the mosh pit. Faces, Places, and Beer. What? Oh, just or die. We'll be right back. We've got a great show. Stay with us.
Promotional consideration for Almost Live provided by Ballard Computer in Seattle, Kirkland, and now open in Tacoma.
John Kennedy. He shook hands with John Kennedy. Now, granted, Bill Clinton is no John Kennedy, but he sure looks the most like him. And isn't that what our country really needs?
Clinton, because he looks the most like John Kennedy. And now, direct from an underground bunker in Grants Pass, Oregon, it's time for another episode of The Survivalist. The Survivalist is brought to you by the Church of the Triumphant Universal Order, serving the killing. Now, here's your host, Tex Rayner.
Hey, welcome to another episode of the show. What's that? Anybody hear that? Well, hopefully there's still enough of you alive out there to watch me. Now, as you know, it's been 10 years since I left the wife and kids in a double-wide trailer in St. George, Utah, and headed down here to live in this highly secretive and extremely protective bunker that I now call home. And why did I do it? Because when nuclear war hits, and it will hit, and the rest of the world is a mass of utter destruction, I'll still be alive down here. I'll be a survivor. And I'll have lots of SpaghettiOs, cheese whiz, and Spam, and enough weapons to keep out the losers who want to steal them from me. Anyway, a few days ago, I made my monthly trip into town to buy supplies and get a Happy Meal, and I saw a newspaper talking about how the U.S. and Russia are going to destroy their nuclear weapons. So does that mean the world is now France? Number 4, Jane Fonda and Ted Turner. Number 3, Henry down at the hardware store. Now don't forget, to put on an inspirational, informative TV show like this takes money, so keep sending it in. And no more post-dating those checks either, hoping that the banks are destroyed before we have a chance to cash them. Also, a reminder to survivalist groups not to mix other worthy causes with survivalist agendas. There's a group in South Dakota that has added a demand to their charter that the American League drop the designated hitter rule. Right. First of all, don't confuse the issues. And second, do we really want to see Seattle Mariner pitchers trying to bat too? Come on! Finally, we've still got a lot of our survivalist t-shirts left. For just $10 a piece, you have a choice between Survivalists Do It Underground or I survived the virtual destruction of life as we know it, and all I got was this lousy t-shirt. Well, I gotta go hook up my new high-tech satellite dish. Found out I can get the Playboy channel. Remember the survivalist motto, the West wasn't won with a registered gun. You'll see me again if you're lucky.
Good, good, good. Say I love you, 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 I love you.
And now, a message from the committee to elect Bush Quayle.
Hello, I'm Reed Bowman. Number 1, he's already there, in the White House, nice and comfy, won't waste time moving in. Number 2, the economy. Sure, it's hobbling around like it has a broken leg, but do you shoot a horse just because it has a broken leg? Okay, bad example there. Take it back, cross it out. Now, number 2. You guys have only read about it. Think about it. Thank you.
Bush. He's thrown up on world leaders.
You have reached the phone mail system. Press 1 if you would like to leave a message. Press 2 if you would like to speak to a live operator. You have pressed 2, indicating that you would like to speak to a live operator. If that is correct, press 1. If that is not what you wanted, press 2. You have pressed 1, indicating that you would indeed like to speak. You pressed 2, indicating that you're pissed. Well, ain't that a surprise? Mr. King of the World, with nothing else to do but sit and press buttons and thinks the rest of us will jump to his command. Or maybe you're a woman, little Miss Daddy's spoiled brat of a princess. Oh, do I know your kind. Now, if you've changed your mind and want to leave a message, press 1. If you're a big baby and just have to have someone help you right now because you're so
Good evening and welcome to the John Report. I'm John, here's my report. Seattle Seahawks owner Ken Behring admitted to his team last week that he's not Knute Rockne. Behring said, people get the two of them confused because many of his management decisions could just as well have been made by a dead guy. A $5 million history museum is being planned for Tacoma and will feature many hands-on exhibits. Museum officials say not. They continue to stand firm, however, on their claim that Patty Murray is really short and has bad hair. The Puget Sound Air Pollution Control Agency will hold classes to teach people how to burn wood properly. The class will meet at an unspecified carport in Linwood. West One Bank is offering a special Seahawks certificate of deposit. You put in your money and it does nothing. Also, Millstone Coffee is selling Seahawks Blend. Millstone says it's the only coffee that actually puts you to sleep. Now, Metro has won an award for being the best public transportation system in the country. The award was given by the Association of Drunk, Smelly Bus Riders. This has been the John Report. Thank you, and we'll be right back.
And now, a message from the committee to elect Perot Stockdale.
Hi, I'm Billy Sorrell, Washington State Chairman of the Ross Perot for President campaign. Okay, enough of the BS. Let's get to the point. The two others are stiffs. They're talkers, not doers. Ross is a doer, and when he can't do the job, he quits and runs away. Nothing wrong with that. Enough said. Now, a lot of you are saying, Dewey Sorrell, didn't Mr. Perot have you and your family investigated? Fair enough. Sure he did. And if he hadn't, I might never found out that my wife had a lesbian lover. Enough said. Now, I know a lot of you are saying, hey, what is the deal with the Stockdale dude? Is he whacked out or what? Okay, let's be honest. On Mr. Stockdale, I'll just say I have no friggin' idea what the hell that's all about. I guess someone just lost a bet or something. Anyway, it doesn't matter because Ross is healthy, see? And he's wiry, he's tough as a bulldog, so don't worry about Stockdale getting a chance at the plate. Now that's honesty. That's what Perot's all about. That and a couple $1 billion. Enough said.
Perot. Enough said.
Candyman is disturbing, dissonant.
Candyman. Candyman.
Wonderfully out of tune. Keeps you on the edge of your seat. The most horrifying film since Me and You and a Dog Named Boo.
Oh, the Candyman can, 'cause he mixes it with love and makes the make a groovy lemon pie. The Candyman.
Candyman. Coming soon to a theater near you.
Everybody, the Candyman. Candyman.
Ooh, that's very scary. Now, I want to remember to tell you, turn your clocks back. Remember that. Unless this is a rerun and it's really warm, in which case, don't do it, which happens every year. It's got a gun, so it's okay. All right, anyway, so we'll see you next week. Turn the clocks back. Goodbye.